Yeah.
Just sounds like a blah.
It does sound like.
I mean, I definitely believe that it's not a two-player game. It was not intended to be played as a two-player game.
Huh.
Hey folks, welcome to the Flipside. I'm Sam.
I'm JT.
And this is our top 5 trick-taking games. You can go check our bottom 5, that is to say our numbers 10 through 6, over on the Dice Tower. We just put that up same time that this went live. So if you're watching this first, finish, and then go watch the other half. But basically, trick-taking is everybody has a hand of cards, and each round is played with a number of hands, and you're trying to, or tricks, and you're trying to win those tricks, sometimes to avoid getting points, sometimes to have the most points. JT was saying in the last one that there's basically 2 camps.
Yep, spades and hearts.
Yep, spades
hearts,
and
you want to get rid of cards because you don't want the points, and spades you want to get the tricks so you can get the points.
So that's basically what we're doing. Usually you have to follow suit in some kind of way, and if you can't follow suit, then you can slough off cards to make it easier to avoid points or gain points, whatever again you're trying to do. But that's what we're talking about here. We have done a card games list, and I think we both had some trick-taking games on that cards list. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get to our top 5 trick-taking games. Roll eyes, hit it.
Woohoo!
All right, my number 5 is I'm just going to call it a second crossover because honorable mentions count.
Okay.
So this is our second crossover, and that is a musically themed game from Bezier Games called Xylotar. This is a fabulously fun game.
Yes.
I love deductive logic. I love deductive reasoning. And this game gives you just enough information to where you feel like you can do it and be good at it. Mm-hmm. I've also found often that I'm not good at it. But I still enjoy it. It's still fun. The whole core of the concept is that you are given a hand full of cards, and you have to put them in order from highest to lowest. And then once you've ordered them, you put them all together and hand it to the person next to you. Then they simply have to put it out on their tableau without looking at it.
Yep.
So they have no idea what actual numbers are in their hand. Now, the reason that you can get away with that is because the suits have certain number ranges within them. Reds might be 7 to 10 or 6 to 10, and then blues will be 4 to 7 and so forth and so on. So if you look at the keys of your Xylotar, because that's what you're doing, you're building a Xylotar for a polar bear.
And then you're breaking it by making tricks. Which makes no sense.
You're deconstructing it.
So you
can put it better, put it together better next. I have no idea. Anyway, so you can look at the color of the keys and know an idea of what you're dealing with, but it's still really kind of difficult. But you gain more information as tricks go out. It's a really fun game. I really enjoy it a lot. And we both picked up Unhinged. That's the new expansion. I'm looking forward to getting that one to the table pretty soon too. But that's my number 5, Xylotar.
That was the Origins you got that at, right?
Yep.
That was the only thing I asked him for from Origins.
Yep.
That's the only thing. So.
No, there was something else. You said this or that, and I can't remember what the other one was.
This and that, not this or that. But the other one is just the Inferno Deluxe Edition.
Oh, yeah.
That's a cheat.
I didn't see that.
Yeah. My number 5, you play 2-player trick-taking game. You play 2 sides of the same person. And it is called Jekyll and Hyde versus Scotland Yard. Now, it doesn't matter if you're Jekyll or you're Hyde, you still have to run from Scotland Yard.
That is correct.
So therefore, you might as well do it together, left brain, right brain. So you're playing tricks out, but the trick is in this game is you're going to get a handful of cards, and then you're going to give 4 of those cards to Scotland Yard, and your other person is going to give some to the Scotland Yard, and you're going to shuffle those up, and you're basically playing a 3-player trick-taking game against cards that you gave them to play against you. So, which is very...
They're shuffled, so you don't know exactly what order.
But there is a very strategic... There's a lot of strategic play in what you give them and what you keep.
That is correct.
And what you hope your partner has. And really, you're trying to move your pawn in 2 rounds from one end of this map to the other end of this map before the Scotland Yard guy gets you.
Yep.
And there's multiple rules that help you move farther or make him move farther. If you run over on tricks, Scotland Yard guy gets to use those tricks. And there's rules on if whoever has the most of one, whoever wins has the most ones, then Scotland Yard gets to move forward. All these different kinds of things that happen that you're trying to balance out all of these cool rules.
Yeah.
It's a really cool game. It's got nice components. There's also a competitive version that's just as good. Yeah, Jekyll and Hyde versus Scotland Yard.
Oh, that's a good one.
I really like the artwork too.
You should. Because it's Vincent Dutrait's artwork.
Oh, look at that. I do like Vincent Dutrait's artwork. That's first. That's first.
That's a first.
Mark it down. No, just kidding.
All right, my number 4. Funny enough, it's Jekyll and Hyde versus Scotland Yard. He probably knew that was going to be on the list. Another crossover. We're going to call it 3. And everything he just said is exactly why it's on the list. I love how you are going to be building Scotland Yard's deck, so you know what's in there. You just don't know what order it's going to come up to.
Yeah.
The whole idea of running away from Scotland Yard and how you're doing that changes slightly from chapter to chapter in the book. I like that aspect of it as well. It's not just rounds. They actually made it like gave it a literary feel where it's chapters in a book or
and it ramps
an
up
unfolding story, and it ramps up as you go through it. There's just a lot of great stuff that's in this game, and it very easily could have been just numbers and symbols on cards.
Sure.
But the artwork is what takes it over the top for me.
Yeah.
The board that you have is also unnecessary, but the pawns, it
helps track for sure.
Yeah, it helps track, absolutely. But it's just one of those things where the whole package is really what makes it so high on my list. And Vincent Dutrait's one of my favorite artists, so that's not the only reason it got there. It would have probably got there on mechanisms as well. Probably wouldn't have been this high though.
Interesting.
I just really enjoy it, and I am an aesthetic gamer, so games that look good are more fun to play.
Mostly.
More often than not. There's some stinkers out there. That's my number 4, Jekyll and Hyde versus Scotland Yard.
All right. Well, my number 4 is the most ruckus, loud, laugh out loud trick-taking game of all.
Oh boy.
And this one is called Skull King.
I knew it was coming.
Absolutely love Skull King. Skull King, you have 10 rounds that you're going to play tricks. The first round, everybody gets 1 card. And then by the 10th round, everybody has 10 cards. And each time you're starting like you are in spades, where you're saying, I think I can win 3 or 4 tricks. I think I can win 3 tricks. And if you get your 3 tricks, you get points.
Yep.
But if you get less than your 3 tricks, you get negative points. So the scores in this game are all over the place, and they're constantly all over the place. If you get a little extra tricks, you get a little extra points. But in this game, there are not only your normal suits. You have a trump suit, which is the black flags. Then you have pirates that are stronger than that. Then you have mermaids, that the pirates can catch the mermaids, but the mermaids can catch the Skull King. You have the Skull King, who's the big bad of the whole thing, so the only way to beat him is with a mermaid. You also have white flags you can throw out there just to lose a trick on purpose, which are nice. And then you have, I can't remember what the other one called, but they're a pirate / white flag, so you can either use them as a pirate suit or you can use them as a white flag. And there are other things like Moby Dick that you can add in, or the Leviathan that you can add in that give even meaner things that happen. Like, I can't remember if it's Moby Dick or which one it is, but if you play that one out, the trick just gets discarded. Period. It's gone.
Wow.
So somebody plays their Skull King and the next person plays their Mermaid, and you're like, hey, guess what?
You're done.
You don't get any of that. But anyway, you're just trying to score a pile of points. This is a great game. Super fun. And it is my favorite of the spades type
Sure.
trick-taking game. So
That's cool.
that's my number 4, Skull King. Love it to death.
There is another game that's out there right now that is very Skull King-esque called Mino Dice, and we played it. Not as good.
Nope.
Not as good as Skull King. Just get Skull King. But that's our opinion. If you have the opportunity to try Mino Dice, try it.
Yep.
But we both think that Skull King's better. My number 3 is a game called The Dwarf King. And this is a neat little trick-taking game where the point of the round or how you win changes from round to round. And that is usually chosen by, I believe it's the person who is in last place gets to choose what is going to be the goal or the rule that governs the next round. It might be the person who played the goblin, the 5 of goblins or something like that. I can't remember. But this is, I like it, and it's always been one of my favorites because for me, trick-taking games in the past, they've run into that problem where we just keep doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over again.
Sure.
And I get how that can be fun and soothing and peaceful and zen. I get all that, but I like to change things up every once in a while. And that Dwarf King was one of the first trick-taking games that did that for me, where you had different goals or different rules that governed subsequent rounds. And I really enjoy that. Also, there are cards within the deck that do different things in different situations. So I also like that as well. And that's really why the Dwarf King is on my list and probably will remain on my top 10 for a while, because it was the first that kind of opened up this new compartment, I guess you could say, within trick-taking, where the goals change and you have cards that do different things and so forth and so on. So that's my number, what is this, number 3, the Dwarf King. I believe Yellow put it out.
I think we've talked about this one before. This is one that bounced off of me pretty hard, just because there's an enormous amount of randomness in this game. Not only randomness from, oh, this new thing came out and my hands completely doesn't work with that, or whatever else. There's just a lot of randomness, and I prefer a trick-taking game that has high strategy for the most part. So that one, I mean, if you like that kind of thing, then it's a lot of fun. But yeah, I knew that would be on your list. So
there you go.
All right. Well, my number 3 is a direct crossover. No, not a direct crossover. My number 3 is a crossover for sure, although it hasn't come up on his list yet. And this one is called the Fellowship of the Rings trick-taking game. This game is a fantastic game where you're playing through currently the Fellowship of the Rings. I'm hoping the Two Towers and the Return of the King come out. I think there's like 24 chapters in this first one. But you're playing through these different chapters. And the cool thing is you get to pick specific characters that match that chapter. You're going to Bree with the hobbits and, striders there or whatever else. You can pick from those characters, and those characters have on them basically your rules for what you need to win.
Yep.
So those are always going to change round to round to round. I need to win only 1 or 2 tricks now because I'm Pippin, and you need to win this. Frodo's pretty much always in it. The ring bearer is pretty much always in it, and he needs to win the ring suit. The other cool thing is you have the different suits: the forest, the hills, the mountains. Can't think of the other one. And then you have the ring suit, and the ring suit's interesting because it only goes 1 through 5. But the only trump card in this entire game is the one ring, which makes sense. The one ring can win it all, and definitely wins its trick.
Can win or lose.
But you can play the one ring to lose it as well, and there might be specific reasons why you'd want to do that. But it starts off, whoever has the one ring in their hand, they become Frodo, and then everybody else has to pick a character. Then you've got to play out the scenario, and there are some really cool scenarios with very different types of mechanics. one where you're fighting the trees, you know, and you have to beat higher numbers in the tree suit. It completely comes out. There's all these different things. And the Black Riders come out that give you different modifiers. All these cool things as it plays out the story.
Yeah.
Now, the story is not really deep within the game itself, but it does play a nice story if you know the story. So that's my number 3, the Fellowship of the Rings trick-taking game.
Follows the books.
Follows the books, yes. That's correct. So, great game.
Yes. I talked to Brian Bormueller, the designer, at Origins just for a little bit, and he was at the Asmodee event that I got invited to. And his words were, I believe, I have a lot more in store.
She better.
So,
you better.
So
I'm waiting for The Hobbit.
He has a
Silmarillion,
lot of
all
stuff.
it.
Yeah, he has
I'll
a
take
lot
it
of
all.
stuff in the hopper.
Yep.
He didn't go into a lot of
Sure.
detail because of probably NDAs, but
Yep. I'll take it all, boss.
yeah, really. All right, my number 2 is a game that I would imagine, I don't know, 2 and 1. I don't know that this is going to be your number. I think it probably is.
You know at least one of mine.
Maybe.
I would assume.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not.
But maybe,
All right.
maybe this one's going to be there. I was expecting your number 3 to be higher on your list.
Oh, yeah. That's fair.
So I don't know. We'll have to see. But this one is called Panda Spin. Panda Spin is.
Oh my gosh, I forgot this one.
That's because neither of us own it.
I completely forgot this one.
But here's here's the thing. I like this game so much that I backed the new Kickstarter for it. And I had Danny pick me up a copy at Essen.
Yeah.
Or no, not at Essen, at UKGE.
Yeah.
So that he could send it to us and we can get it before the Kickstarter shows up so that we can play it before the Kickstarter
I did the
shows
exact same thing. I have a new number 4, people. I have a new number 4. Just scratch some stuff, throw it in there.
Oh, that's great.
Oh, I completely forgot Panda
Yeah,
Spin.
I did too until
Oh
I was
my
going. I
gosh.
felt like I was missing something, and then I remembered Panda Spin. But here's the thing, Panda Spin has that ladder climbing idea added to it, which didn't automatically, for me at least, fall into the category of trick taking, and it doesn't show up on BGG's trick-taking category for Mechanism because it's a ladder climbing game.
Yeah, it's ladder trick
But
hybrid.
it's ladder climbing trick-taking. That's
Yep,
basically what it is. And you're trying to, it's also a card shedding game. You're trying to get rid of all of your cards first, and you get the most, so the first person to get rid of all of their cards gets a number of bamboo points equal to the person who has the most cards in their hand, how many cards they have.
Yep.
And so that's how, and I believe you're trying to get to a certain number of points, and I can't remember how many points you're supposed to get to. It's like 30 or something like that. But this is an incredibly fun game, not just for all of the ladder climbing and the trick taking and getting points and all, trying to go out and all that kind of thing, but there are cards that are dual-sided.
All of the cards are dual-sided.
All of the cards are dual-sided. So they have an up, which is, I believe, their white side starts up.
Yep.
And then the dark side is below. And if you don't win, I can't remember the mechanism, but if you don't win, if you get beat on your ladder climbing, you get to take some of those cards back. And if you do, you get to turn them over to their more powerful side. And now you can play it out and probably win with them. I really enjoyed that mechanism as well. Let alone the fact that the artwork is tremendously well done.
Yeah, gorgeous.
And all of the deluxe components that hopefully are coming in soon.
Yep, gorgeous.
Are going to be super nice. They are super nice. So
Yep.
kudos to Tom and Danny for teaching us this game. It is a
That's awesome.
very
game.
nice
It's really
game.
cool.
Very nice game. So that's my number 2, Panda Spin.
Right on. Good pick. Okay, my number 2. He should definitely know this belongs on my list. It's going to be my number 2 or my number 1, but regardless, my number 2 is the Crew Mission Deep Sea.
Yeah.
Now, whether or not my number 3 will jump over my number 2 eventually, it's very possible. Once I've played it 100 hours, like I've probably played this game, maybe. But I wouldn't doubt if I haven't played this 100 hours.
Theme alone
That's
is
not
what,
I don't care about theme. I want
for
the
me,
mechanisms.
For me, I get that. But for me, it's so similar in mechanism.
Sure.
The theme just throws it over the top for me.
Yeah, but the crew, I'm not even joking when I say I've played it 100 hours. I'm probably sure
I imagine.
that's a legitimate number.
Yeah.
We're close to a legitimate, whatever. But regardless, the crew Mission Deep Sea is a game where every round you're going to flip over these cards. One of you is going to be the captain. You are going to have to go around and decide who can do these missions, these objectives that are on these cards. And you're going to get more objectives and harder objectives as the game progresses and gets harder and harder and harder. But once those are passed out to the people who are going to take them, then you have to play a normal trick-taking game. You have rockets, or you have submarines, which are 1 through 4 only. But those are the trump suit, and they will trump anything. But you're just trying to accomplish this. This person has to win 2 3s, and this person can't win any 9s, and this person has to win 6 yellow cards. And you're trying to balance out each of those rules and each of those things and make plans without talking about your hands.
Yeah.
You can play 1 card down as a clue. And you can put this little token on that says it's my highest of that kind, it's my only one of this kind, or it's my lowest card of this kind. That's the only thing you can do throughout the hand to try to accomplish these goals. This game is fantastic. Like I said, I've played it a ton, and I will continue to play it a ton. I love the crew.
That's good. It's a good pick. It's a good game. Don't get me wrong. I don't mean to disparage it hardly at all. It's just that I like the other one a little bit better. Since we're there, my number 1 is Fellowship of the Ring trick-taking game. That is my most favorite trick-taking game currently right now. I love it because of the theme. I like trick-taking mechanisms. It's great. But when the theme and the mechanisms work so well together in any game, not just trick-taking, that's where a game really kind of shines for me. I think the artwork on the cards is great. I love the design of the cards.
Very nice.
I love how everything comes out incrementally with new chapters and follows the stories of the books. I'm really looking forward to what Brian has in store coming up in the future. I would imagine, again, he wasn't able to give me any real details, but I would imagine you're going to see Two Towers and The Return of the King at the very least.
Sure.
Whether he goes into Hobbits and all of that other kind of stuff, he did mention that storyline, there's too many characters from the beginning to deal with. So, I mean, you're having 12
dwarves,
characters.
Right?
You have all those dwarves out there. So that would be hard. He said that
kind of changes
that
the
would be
building
hard.
progression.
It does. So whether he was saying that just to throw me off, or whether it was just something that's
It's gonna have to be ladder climbing at that point.
Yeah.
I got 6 dwarves.
But this is my favorite trick-taking game right now, bar none, really, and I enjoy it that much. So, Fellowship of the Ring trick-taking game, my number 1.
All right. Well, for my number 1, I kind of cheated a little bit because this is a game that I played religiously for a long, long time that I don't play anymore, unfortunately, because I don't have a partner that play this with. This is a game called Pinochle.
Okay.
Pinochle is, I don't know, I love Pinochle so much. I used to play it when I was in Elko, when I lived in Nevada. I probably played this 4 to 5 nights a week. All the time. We played a ton of Pinochle. We played Pinochle, me and my friend Dennis. We played Pinochle online. We played money tournaments Pinochle. We played lots and lots of Pinochle. Wow. Pinocle's a game, and there are, just for reference, there's a lot of different Pinochle rule sets.
Sure.
Which is kind of interesting, because a Vegas Pinochle rule set is different because you're gaining bets and things like that, whereas a trick-taking Pinochle rule set can be quite a bit different, where you're trying to, you and your partner are picking how many tricks you can get, and then you've got to make those tricks happen.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of play in this game. The deck only goes from 9 to ace, so all the low cards are gone. But the way that you play in this game is extremely strategic. If I lead out with a jack after I've done this, then, you know, like you're really playing your partner. I mean, there's a significant strategy to this, just like you would play poker or something like that.
Yeah.
Like it's that deep, and it's a fantastic game. I would love to play it again, but it's a game that you need a partner and you need to play, like I said, religiously, and you need to get good at it, and you need to do
Why do you
things
think
like
this
that.
is a cheat?
That's not a cheat because
Yeah.
I haven't played it in a lot of years, really.
Yeah, that doesn't.
But I
matter.
still love the game, and
Yeah.
I think it's an amazing game. So, I put this as my number one. Started in 1864, according to BGG.
Wow.
I wasn't around then when it started. But
Yes, you were.
no, well, maybe. I was pretty close. No, just kidding. It wasn't. But anyways, that's my number one. Pinochle. What a fantastic game.
That's a good pick.
I just had to throw in a
Yeah, that's a
good
classic.
old love.
Yeah, it's
So.
a classic. Absolutely. All right, well, there you have it. That is our top 5 trick-taking games. You can, if you've not done it already, you can go on over to the Dice Tower and check out our bottom 5. That's numbers 10 through 6, and see what you have over there. But give us a like and subscribe. Hit that bell icon so that we can let you know when we have more videos coming out for your perusal. And let us know how we did in the comments. Let us know what games we missed.
Yeah, give us some more good trick-taking games that
Yes.
we need to get to the table. 'Cause I
Good
like trick-taking.
trick-taking games. And again, I guess maybe we need to mention this. We didn't mention hearts or spades.
We did not, because they both suck.
Yeah,
They both suck.
they were the foundation
They're
upon
like
which...
the basis of a lot of different games.
That's right.
Sure.
They're the foundation upon which a lot of these games were built. So we want to give them their due process for that.
Yeah.
But we think that all of these games are better than...
There were also 29 pages of trick-taking games on BGG.
There
and
were.
That's a lot.
Yes.
That's a lot.
Whole mess of them. That's that. We'll see you guys and gals on the flip side. Take care.
Whatever you can do, trumpet.